Well, good morning everyone. Wayne back again, and I just want to do a little video on progress report. Basically, I did a video a couple of videos ago about what I had on the workbench, and I showed the Corvette and the '69 Camaro. So they're both finished. Now I have put pictures up on YouTube, and we've had quite the conversation between with the Corvette anyways, between myself and Gaz Decay. And I kind of bashed the kit just a little bit in my comments. I don't know, maybe I was having a bad day. But anyways, this is the '63 Corvette. This is the AMT Prestige kit. And apart there, I had issues with it. Where I had my issues is, this is the Roadster or the convertible or the removable hardtop, but they still give you the interior bucket for the split window, and it just flops around inside there. There's no mounting points or anything else like that, so it just flops around. And then I also had issues. The only other issue that I had with it is the gaps in the front. There's in the engine compartment. So those were my issues. The two kits were experimental kits for me. I was doing a lot of experimenting with them. So and I'll show you what I did for the experiment. Now the paint is acrylic. It was the ice blue, and I put a few drops of the sapphire blue in it, just to darken it up a bit. The only thing I didn't use from the kit were the Kragers. The tires are out of the kit, but I used these Kragers instead of the other ones that came in the kit because they were too deep of a dish. And then you can use it. You can have it as the Roadster. You can have it as the hardtop with the removable hardtop, or my wife's favorite, you could do it as the convertible, and that's the one that I like to. Extras that I did, basically wood grain the steering wheel, silver face the gauges. You can't really see in there anyways. For the, I black washed the grill as usual. I made myself a little decal for the front nose for the Corvette. Bare metal foil everything. Made myself a decal for the Corvette for the fuel tank, and for back here the emblem. The ones that didn't turn out were the fuel injection. They didn't turn out because I've been printing on clear decal paper, and these ones here really needed to be done on white. So no biggie. So that's the Corvette. It did turn out good. Where I experimented was in the finish. I used this high gloss varnish from Liquitex, and for me personally, it's temperamental. I've used it a few times, and it's temperamental. So what I did, I treated it like any other of the clears that I use, and I built up light coats. So there was about 4 coats of this high varnish on it, basically just letting it tack up, and then away we go again. And the experiment for me was to see whether I can cut and buff this, wet sand and buff, and it does. It doesn't really show up all that well on this kit because it's a light kit. So I've got a couple of darker kits coming up that I will try it again, just to see. I guess a decent shine. It's a nice shine. I just wanted to experiment with that to see if I can cut and buff, and you can with it. It's just as any other one. Just let it cure first, and then you can cut and buff it. Okay, so that's the Corvette. Now on the Camaro. This has been on the bench for almost a year. I never really had a direction for it. I just piddle farted around with it between other builds, but I've had this thing's been on the bench for almost a year, and finally you know, with not stealing parts. The only parts that aren't from the kit, basically, are the wheels and tires, and the decals. Those are basically the only things that are not from the kit. This was the first kit that I successfully painted with rattle can, and that was an experiment for me. So this is a Duplicolor garnet, and the Duplicolors are an acrylic lacquer. So I sprayed the acrylic lacquer, let it cure for a few days, gave it a quick wet sand, then with some advice off of Facebook, because I asked a question to one of the groups, can I spray the acrylic enamel clear out of the rattle can over the acrylic lacquer? And a resounding yes. They do it all the time. So I then sprayed about 3 coats. My intention was to spray about 3 coats, put the decals on, and then spray it again, and then cut and buff. Got ahead of myself a little bit, and I thought the finish was decent after just the 3 coats of clear. So I put the decals on, and then when I was taking some pictures of it, I noticed that there's a lot of orange peel in the clear. So I cut and buff the roof and the trunk, and that was about all, because these are the only decals I had of this. I only had that decal. The Camaro signs, still got some more of those. So my plan is let this sit for a while. It was on the bench for about a year. Let it sit for a while, and then maybe take the body back off again, soak the decals, get them off, cut and buff, redecal it, and then call it Christmas. So it's the engine. It's all box stock. The whole thing is basically box stock. This is the Baldwin Motion. I just didn't. First of all, I didn't want it in green. There's just way too many of them being done in green. Don't get me wrong, the green's a good color, but I wanted to try the rattle can, so I wanted to try this garnet. And this is a really, really nice paint. So anyways, so that's the Camaro. So those are the 2. So now you're up to speed on the projects that I've gotten done while I was doing the Nova for the cancer awareness build. So I also, there we go, hit the tripod again. So I also, in my travels, have been collecting kits, and I've had a hankering for older kits. So this is what I've acquired. I've got the 71 Duster. This wasn't sealed, but it was all in its plastic bags. And somebody made a comment on one of the videos or on Facebook that when Earl got involved, the kits became better. And this is inside of this. This is a nice kit. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know. But this is a vintage, not a vintage kit. It's an older kit, and you know, it's a really nice kit. So that was the first one or one of the ones I got. There's quite a few of them. I picked up a Superbird. This is the 70, and this was sealed. This one, all of these kits are older than the bar scans, because there's no bar scans on them. So this is just the Superbird, and we'll be doing this one basically box stock. The unfortunate part, it's molded in that light blue. So we'll have to do some thinking on what I really want to do with it. But it's got the textured roof for the vinyl roof. You have to bear with me because there's quite a few of these. I picked this one up. I have the Foose one, and I'm working on the Foose one now. But I picked this one up basically because it's a 125 scale, but I wanted the running gear and the chassis for another build that I'll show you in a couple of minutes as to, well, I'll dig it out now. It's another one of the kits that I picked up. And it's a vintage kit. It's a rare vintage kit. So I wanted to use this charger for basically for the chassis and the running gear. And what I want to put it under is that one. Now this kit's only been offered to the market twice by MPC. And this is a, it says it's a 71 Roadrunner that you can turn into the Superbird. And in 1971, they made one. It's, I don't know who owns it, but there's documentation that they made one as a prototype before the Winged Birds got canceled by NASCAR. So there is one. It's red. It has a Hemi. This kit doesn't come with a Hemi. That's why I wanted the Charger, because MPC's chassis are brutal. So I was going to put the Charger underneath it to give it the running gear and the chassis, the nice engine detail and that. So that's why I picked that one up. Now, this one came available from the same source, and of course it's molded in that lime green. This was sealed. I've opened it because what I want to do is this is going to be kit bashed. I'm not building it. I'm not building this kit. I'm going to take this and put all the chassis and everything else under, probably under the 56. Where the heck is it? It's the 56 210. Yeah, the 56 Chev. There it is, the Del Rey. I'll probably put all of this under the Del Rey. But what I want to do is, I wanted it because I want to be able to cast some parts. Like, I want to cast the rear end. I want to cast intake manifolds, carburetors, and that's where I want to start off with. So this is a good candidate. I mean, in the lime green, I'm sorry, it's just butt ugly. But it's great for parts. So another one that I picked up that I won't be building as it is the 70 Coronet. Again, this one here, I'll be casting some parts for it. This one, all of this, once I get parts I want cast and I'm happy with it, then I'll take all of the drivetrain and everything else, and I'm going to put this under the Foose Coronet and turn it into Pro Street. Now I took a chance on this one because this one was opened, but when I checked it out, everything was sealed on the inside. And it was sealed on the inside. It still has all the die cut gas station and everything else like that. So I picked up the Nomad, and lo and behold, inside of it on the parts tree, you get the Z28 cross ram manifold and dual carburetors for it. So that's a big bonus for that one. Being a Pontiac nut, this is the only Pontiac he had. Actually, he does have one more, and I'm going to be going back and getting it. But anyways, this one, the box is in terrible shape, but everything was sealed on the inside. The only thing missing from the kit were the two carburetors for the blower, which doesn't really bother me because I won't be doing this with the blower anyways. So that was the only Pontiac that he had. This was a sealed kit, again, all before barcodes, and it's cast in the blue metal glow. I've opened it. Actually, the body's not in bad shape. It may just need to be buffed, and then away we go. And again, I guess the black hood. Same with the 70 GTX. It's in the lime green, which is not bad. I'll probably do it in the lime. I'll probably spray it in lime ice. And again, it was sealed on the inside, and it has the 440 in it. Basically, just a good box stock shelf kit. And last but not least, yes, I bought a Ford. This one it was all sealed on the inside, and what he did was he actually threw a completed one in with it. So I got it on the shelf. It's never been painted. It needs to go in the freezer to be popped open, and away we go and start all over again, or just tear it apart. So anyway, so those are the kits that I picked up. The older kits. I was in a nostalgic mood, so I picked up some older kits. Now, having all that said, what I have on the table right now is the 68 Charger, and at the same time, we're going to do the 67 Charger as well, the Tale of Two Chargers. Dr. Cranky did the chenilles, which turned out absolutely fantastic. I had no intentions of doing that with these. These are just two builds. The only reason why I'm doing the two builds is that they share a lot of like colors, like on the engine, the transmission, the suspension, the interiors are going to be the same color. So I thought, you want to know something, you might as well build both at the same time. The Foose one is going to be a show car, street show car. I didn't like the wheels, so I stole the wheels from the Foose Coronet, which were a little bigger and to me, a little nicer style. So that's what's going in that. And for the 68, this is going to be a down and dirty. The guy knew which boxes to check off on the order sheet when he was ordering the car. And we are going to do a down and dirty racer, just the way it would have been, hopefully in 1968. I've taken a little bit of liberty with the engine. Instead of having the inline dual carburetors, I've got the cross ram. I got the cross ram manifold and carburetors on it, and we're going to go from there. So you guys are now up to speed on what I've been doing in the last month and a half. The kits I've purchased, and that's not all that I've purchased. I've got other stuff that I've been buying, but these are the older ones that I showed on Facebook. So you guys are now up to speed on what I'm doing, where I'm going. Hopefully I'll have these two done between Christmas and New Year's, or the 67 is ready to go into paint. The 68, not quite ready to go into paint. I'm still doing an awful lot of sanding on it. And when I mean sanding, these bodies have been taken down to the 12,000 grit, and so they're even the primer on the 67 come out beautiful. Like I could just clear it and go with the primer color. So you guys are now up to speed. Again, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And until the next time, everybody, cheers.